All right, good afternoon, folks. Welcome aboard. We are looking at Venezuela today, as well as Poland. And I have with me no other than Jeff and Johnny. How are you doing, gentlemen?
Doing
Fine,
okay.
thank you.
All right, well, glad to have you here. So let's get into this. This is, well, what the Belarusians call a television station. Um,
Venezuelans.
or excuse me, that's right. Yeah, the Venezuelans. I'm
Same
sorry.
difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same difference.
So they call it CAN TV. Fact of the matter is, it's actually a space communications facility that has its own swimming pool and basketball courts. So, also, when was the last time you saw a major television production facility in the middle of no fucking where? That's right. There's
Do the
nothing here.
Venezuelans play basketball?
No, that's
No, sir, they do
Chinese.
not. That's
Well,
Chinese.
The Russians also had an Olympic
Russians play.
basketball team. They
Yeah,
play basketball.
Russians do play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Well, maybe the Russians and the Chinese are playing each other.
right, right. Well, it is green and red roofs.
It is, yeah.
So now they claim that this is a weather radar. My ass. The weather radar is out here. Now, you see how small this ball is? That's a weather radar. Do you see how big this ball is? No, that's for communicating with satellites in space or tracking aircraft, along with the rest of these. Also, the thing you find interesting about this is all of these satellites can twist and turn any direction that they want. Television station satellites don't do that. Television station satellites are in a geosynchronous orbit and they're always there so the dish doesn't have to move. All of these can articulate in any direction that they want. We call these bird baths because when they're not using them, they point them straight up. So that way you know which is and is not in use, and it doesn't give away the location of the satellite when it's moving across the horizon. So this is not a television station. Also, you don't have a bunch of nice cars sitting outside for all of the employees. So that is our so-called TV station. You want to go to the other spots and then we'll jump into the helicopter?
Yeah, we can do.
So we'll go up here. We've got some bunkers here at this airfield, which I'm going to have Steve make this airfield for us. Got more bunkers down here. Got some hangars over here. And then we have a SAM site right up here. So they got all kinds of nice stuff at this facility. And then up here, they've got the checkpoint. Get in and out. And down here, of course, is the chicken farm that we talked about on our last show. So with that, let's jump into the birdie.
Chickens need helicopters too, you know.
Right, right. And satellite uplink. I mean, how are they going to
do.
watch their HBO if they don't have a satellite link?
How can you lay an egg without a helicopter?
Right, right. Like what? It's crazy.
An Mi-26 helicopter.
Yeah. I got out on my excavator yesterday and there was a chicken egg on it. But anyway, this is where their satellite, their weather radar is. I'm going to have Steve build this for us to have the weather radar right over here. And then I'm going to have him put the big radar over here on top of the building. So I'm going to have him redo this whole place here. Put in all the dishes that need to really be here. Build it up like it should be.
There's a whole bunch of little dishes in there too. What's the difference between the large PTZ ones and the little tiny?
The large PTZ ones are bi-directional, and small ones are just receive.
I see.
So they can send signals to satellite.
Yeah. The big ones will send and receive.
Well,
weather
that's
winds just
amazing. If you're
proceed.
sending a signal to a satellite, you're sending a signal to something to take pictures of what you
Right,
want to see.
right, right. Yeah,
And
all these.
targeting, that would be for help in targeting
Yep,
something, right?
yep. Or you want to be able to talk to Russia. You want to be able to talk to China. You want to be able to talk to whomever. You can just slew the dish to whomever. Or if you have a low Earth orbit satellite that's not in geosynchronous, then you can track it as it goes across the sky
Like
and
one
give
of
it
Elon Musk's satellites.
and give it taskings. Well, Elon's just doing data. Elon doesn't have uh, surveillance satellites, at least not yet.
One question. Do we know when this television station was constructed?
1 second, I can give you that.
Yeah, Johnny will tell us. Plus, there's
Be
another
nice.
radar that was over there that's not there anymore. It's been replaced by the new one there. So we got 3 bunkers here at the end of 2-6.
Is that a bunker sitting right on the side of the runway there?
Yes, sir, it is. There's 3
That's
of them
not
there.
like a normal placement, and that's not is it
No,
an
this is for
aluminum?
rapid response. These are what your fighter jets that you call out, the ones that you scramble, you set them here.
They're kept in those bunkers?
Yes. And so when you got to scramble somebody, there's guys hanging out in these bunkers while they're on duty. And when they get the go signal, they just taxi out to the end of the runway here and hit afterburner and go that way.
Now, am I reading the horizon wrong, or did we see a little touch of the ocean out in the distance?
No,
yeah, we're pretty
we're
far.
too far inland.
Too far
We're
inland?
too far inland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might have seen some water or a lake.
I see.
There's also 3 mountain ranges in between here and the coast as well.
Yeah.
So we're what, 300 kilometers inland?
I'll give you a distance. Hold on just a moment.
Okay.
And this is a SAM site that's not showing up on here. I love how the SOBO just covers over some of this stuff. But it's okay.
Now that doesn't reflect the planes that are sitting there now.
No.
Right.
Now, if I were at a commercial airport, it would.
Mm-hmm.
I have a system that tracks the real airplanes coming in and out. So here's more bunkers for aircraft that are on the ready line to be scrambled.
We are 140 kilometers from the coast.
That's not far.
That isn't far. Maybe in the distance I did see between the mountains a little bit of water,
Yeah. So
depending on your altitude.
Yep. And here's 3 more of those bunkers. So we've got 8 bunkers here to be able to deploy rather rapidly.
So does that imply they have 8 jet fighters there
Yes.
ready to intercept?
Actually, they're gonna have more than that. And the reason they're gonna have more than that is because if you're to look on the actual runway,
Mm-hmm.
then they're not in this model here.
Right.
What we have on the runway is an additional 6
Bunkers?
not bunkers, but they're what do you call them? The little pop-up tent hangar.
Right
things.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, right
hangars.
there.
Temporary hangars
Yeah.
right here.
And I see. So they've got fighters, jets in there.
And who knows?
Yes.
Yeah, and who knows what they've got in the other larger hangars there.
Right.
Would those be F-16s, or would we be talking about MiGs?
MiGs.
MiG-35s, MiG-31s?
Or Sukhois. They've got
or
Sukhois down there too.
Yeah.
I understand the most recent Sukhoi is pretty good. It's comparable to our best fighter.
I won't say that.
You won't say that, okay?
No.
Because I remember some years ago, the Indian Air Force had a dogfight, a war game between them because they owned both, and
Right.
the Sukhoi won supposedly, but
Yeah. What you have to understand is a MiG, a Sukhoi or a MiG are made for dogfighting. The F-22 and the F-35 are not. The F-22 and the F-35 are made for shooting you from a couple hundred miles away. They're made for getting in stealthily. They're not made for high maneuverability. So it's not a fair fight. It's like somebody fighting with a pistol and somebody fighting with a rifle. If you're close quarters, you're better off with the pistol.
So in other words, our our fighters don't want to really get close. So that whole
No,
stuff.
they don't. They don't want to get
So
anywhere near them.
that movie with that little guy about the fighters, it's kind of a farce. Modern fighter battles from the American point of view isn't about taking G's and
No,
maneuvering and stuff. It's
they'll
just
still
about
take
shooting the
G's.
plane.
They're just not
Yeah.
as maneuverable. They don't have what's called super maneuverability with massively thrust vectoring. We can still thrust vector. We can still do some unique things. But when it comes to, turning and burning and pulling real hard and, making the G's and making you
Mhm.
oomph,
Mhm.
Russian and other military jets are more for that than ours are. So
So
we
our
can
fighters
turn.
need to keep their distance. Is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
preferred. That's the
So,
advantage of stealth is we sneak up and blow you out of the air and you never knew we were there.
but the F-16 is not a stealth
No,
fighter.
no, no, not the
The
F-16. I'm
F-8
not talking
and
about
the
the F-16.
F-18 is not a stealth fighter,
No,
right?
but we're not, we're getting rid of those.
We are. We're going to 100% stealth. Is that what we're
That's the
doing?
plan.
That is the idea. Yes,
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
phasing those out.
Because it's cheaper, and we can justify having fewer because we think they'll never be shot down.
yep.
Except there's a problem with that logic.
Right,
They're
there
just
is.
vulnerable on the ground. There's no
Yes.
stealth when you're landed.
Right.
They can't stay in the air all the time.
Right.
And nothing
Exactly.
can stop certain kinds of missiles from hitting
Right.
an airfield.
Right.
Not to
Especially
mention the failure rate on F-35s is a lot higher than what it would ever be on an F-16.
and the fact that we don't even keep our jets in armored bunkers.
That
We don't have a
Yeah,
single.
we just leave them out.
Yeah. Well, no. But when we put them in metal buildings, they're just metal buildings. They're just sheet metal buildings. We don't have hardened hangars like other countries do.
just like we don't have as much hardened stuff overall as the Russians do.
Right. Yeah. We're nothing compared as hardened as far as what the Russians are. All right. So where do you want to go now?
We're going to go up to the coast. Let me get you the lawn. I thought I had it. I'm sorry. We're going to go to. We're going to check out some sites that they've got along the coast with the Navy and the National Guard.
Okay.
So we're going to go there.
That looks like a good place. So let's go here. Here.
Actually, I could put you straight on a helipad if you want.
Oh, that's all right. Helipad means I got to take off. Oh.
This is going to be their naval school.
Yeah. Okay, we'll start down here.
That's going to be an elevated position.
Mm-hmm.
It's up the mountainside, yeah.
Oh, Batavia. So here is the Navy school.
Yes.
I love how it's up on a hill here. That's commanding view. Helipad right there.
It is. It is, yeah. You don't really get a perspective of that when you're in the satellite imagery.
Right.
So everything there, it looks like it's basically on sea level, which this school is not.
Yeah, it's well
and
above.
they have, and they've done some hollowing out up here as well.
Lots of helipads. See another one out
Yeah.
front here. And I'm going to go out to the front here. I mean,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
go out here to give everybody
Get a good view of it, yeah. Because it's a big school. It is a
Yeah.
very big school.
And how big it is and how high it is above the ground.
It's not just that complex underneath of you, it's also the complex next to it.
Yeah, so you can
there's
see
gonna
how
be a
rough
SAM
the
site here as well.
coastline is.
Yeah.
As you can see, it's up on a hill. They've taken over this ridge here. So that's more than 100 feet up.
Yeah.
All right, did you want to go just right up through here, or did you want?
Yeah, you're going to go right up through there, and then you start hang left, and you're going to see the complex across the road to your left is going to be part of the school as well. You're going to see a helipad over there.
Yeah.
They're continuing to expand this facility too. You're going to see a big training area. Well, we'll do this part first.
Yeah.
At the end of this, you're going to.
Back here. And
They
pool.
do. The pool, yeah. The soccer field and the baseball field you're going to have to your right is going to be an underground entrance. There's going to be a bunker system here.
Seems like they have bunkers everywhere.
They do.
It's unbelievable what they've done here.
For some reason, on the map you're on doesn't show what's in the satellite imagery. Okay, well, it shows those buildings there.
We can fix that.
Yeah.
Let me show you. And then what we do is we have Steve come fix that. You're talking about right here.
No, to your right. Well, that's going to be another entrance too, but there's going to be a drive-in entrance right there.
Yep. Yes, we can have Steve fix that.
This is a massive drive-in entrance.
Yep. We can have Steve do that. That's not a problem. Not a problem at all.
Up and to the left of the soccer field is going to be a rifle range. It'll look like a dirt patch.
Yeah.
Right there. And then we've got a SAM site here.
Oh, you can see the missiles.
Yes, sir. And then you've got a bunker right there, up and to the right.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, and they're expanding this too. This is an ongoing construction project. There's another drive-in entrance right there.
Yeah. Wow. Flatbed trailers.
Well, they got a lot of dirt to move.
That's their engineering. Another helipad. All right, we'll peruse this real quick, and then we'll go to the next one if you got another GPS location for me.
Yeah, let me see what I got.
Actually, let me go right on the other side here. It just shows a bigger building, but yeah, that's still there for the drive-in.
Oh, it is there. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
It's a different building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can have Steve fix that. That's no problem. I want to go over here and see if we can actually see the missile launcher, and if not, we'll have Steve put that in too. Sure enough, you can see the missile launcher sitting in the parking lot. There it is. You got another one for me?
I do. This is
Okay.
going to be an underground facility.
All right, let's go take a look. Let's see what it looks like here first. Now, I did some work on the Polish map that we're going to go to. Oh, yeah. Okay.
I found an underground bunker system in the southwest of the country. And I think that's going to be, if they ever need to flee, I think that's where they're going to go.
Okay.
Because it's very, very difficult to navigate that terrain down there.
So here's your underground.
Yeah.
Wow, what a hill.
Yeah. You can bet everything underneath of it is hollow.
Yeah. See, that's why I love doing it in the sim, because you don't see that.
What's interesting is that all of these underground facilities that we're going to look at here, they're all on top of hills. All of them.
Yeah. That's a pretty good size hill. More than enough to have a bunker in. All right, you get the next one.
Yes, sir. It's in the chat.
See what she looks like here.
So there's going to be 2 points on this one. So we need to go over and take a look at some comms towers while we're here.
Okay.
So we're going to be here.
Nice helipad.
Yeah. And then from here, look at that massive comms tower they got there.
Oh, yeah.
No, well, the other one at the bottom there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, there's another one.
Yeah.
There. Crazy.
From here, if you go, you see that road there to the left, the dirt path. Yeah, you follow that.
Uh-huh.
Then it's going to go right. Yeah, follow the one on the upper part there, and right around in there, at that section there.
Oh,
I think.
big.
Yeah, look at the size of these. Yeah,
Oh, couple of them.
there's more than a couple.
Oh, we're on top of a hill,
There's
too.
about three. There's about 3 or 4 there.
Yeah, we're on top of a mountain up here.
I think that these are communicating a few valleys over, about 20 miles over, because there's a concrete reflector
Uh-huh.
on a hilltop that's 2 valleys over to the southeast.
Okay.
And inside that town of San Cristobal, you've got barracks, you've got the National Command of Anti-extortion, kidnapping. You've got several different military units that are stationed in that town, command and control units. So I'm assuming that that's where those comms are going, because that reflector is on top of the hill pointing down into that town.
Did it go too far?
What are you looking for?
The tower.
It's going to be right in there. The towers
Yeah,
are there,
yeah, right
there.
Okay. right, we can do that. I love these facilities up here like this.
Yeah, everything that they've done here. This is the central mountain chain that connects to the Andes that run all the way down to Chile. So this is a very, very difficult terrain.
Huge buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like a central communications hub. The size of that building right there. That'd be like America's long line system. All right, so I got to add the towers here. We can do that. And let's slide over here. All right. Slide over a bit more. Fly up to the next one. Well, this is definitely at the top.
It would have to be, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the winter. All right, so yeah, they got multiple towers here. You see the shadows on the ground. So these are like Roan self-supporters. This is like a Roan 70 over here. That's what that looks like too. That might be a Roan 120. This other one, this closer one looks like a Roan 70, but this looks like a Roan 120. Too fat at the bottom. Big towers. They got other towers too. I can see the shadows up here underground. They got monopoles as well. There's two of them laying there. Yeah, and that's a good view. That's good coverage there. Yeah, I see why they picked this spot.
It's the best place in the region.
Yeah. All right, you got another one?
I've got two, actually.
Okay.
This is actually, well, we're gonna do kind of a little tour on this next one.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have 4 points for you.
All right, that's the first one.
There's the second.
All right, well, no, give me the first and the last.
First and last. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they got comms towers there. Ooh, nice.
Last is going to be this one.
All right, so let's.
This is going to be their National Command for Anti-extortion and Kidnapping.
All right, so
The HQ for it.
So that's the departure, and then the last one you gave me is the last spot.
So basically, when we start, you're going to start at that facility, and you're just going to follow the road to the north.
Okay.
And then from there, that'll lead us to the second bunker, and then we'll start to head down into the town.
All right, here we go. All right, there it is. Not that. That. Far
It's
side
going to be
of the
that
road.
one, yeah.
Yep. Far side of the road. You can see the shadow of the towers on the ground.
So we're going to head left.
Yeah.
Follow that road.
Microwaves and antennas.
So that town there to your left down in the valley, that's San Cristobal.
Okay.
So we're going to follow this ridge line down, or this road down, this line here. And we're going to hang to the right. It's going to start to dip down into that valley there, but we're going to stay straight.
Okay. Go to the left here?
No, to the right.
To the right, okay.
And right underneath of you, right in here somewhere, there'll be another bunker. Yeah. Right there. Right there.
Yeah. Talking about the one in front of me or to my right?
The one in front of you.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty solid. Oh, there's two of them.
Yeah, and you can see the vents coming out.
Yeah. Wow. All right.
So it's a nice little place for them to run and hide.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you've got the last coordinate. You can head on into town there. You pop up over this ridge, you're going to see how massive that town is. And they've got all kinds of military infrastructure in that town. Barracks and HQs and training centers. And On top of this ridge somewhere, it's probably not in here. There's one of those big concrete reflectors. Yeah, town's going to be to the left. So yeah, just about underneath of you here, to the left is going to be that concrete reflector that's connecting to those towers that we were at earlier, and it's pointing down into this town here. It's stashed in the middle of the trees, so you're probably not going to be able to see it.
Yeah.
So it's just, you see that landslide right there?
Yeah.
Okay, it's just to the right of that landslide. On the top. Yeah, should be right in there somewhere.
I think I see it now. See that white right there?
That's it. Yep, that's it.
Yeah. I'll have Steve make that a little bigger.
Yeah. So that's connecting to whatever those big comms towers we saw on top of that hilltop over there. It's shooting off about 20 miles in the other direction.
Okay.
So it's aimed right where you're pointed. It's going right through there, right down into this valley. So it's catching that, and then it's reflecting everything down into this valley.
Okay.
This city's a lot bigger than I thought.
Yeah. So where are we going to now?
This is the national command for command HQ for anti-extortion and kidnapping. It also has its own underground facility.
Great.
And a nice big helipad out back. Buried in the side behind the side of the mountain, behind the football field.
There's the football field.
Yep, there's the stadium. It's going to be right behind there. See the helipad there?
Oh, yeah. That's a big place. Jeff, are you here twice, buddy?
I'm here twice because I got kicked. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, it's a pretty good sized building there.
It is very big, yeah. Well, it's more than just that building. It's a chain of buildings. So the helipad's going to be all of that. That's going to be your landing point,
right here.
and then everything underneath you and to the left is going to be part of this new facility.
Wow.
That parking lot down there where you see the cars, that's the entrance. There's a massive checkpoint right in front of it.
Oh, I see that.
A big arch checkpoint right there. You're not getting past that.
Yeah. Quonset hut kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. Coming in on it right here. Right there. You can actually see the arch. Okay. All right. Now where we go?
Right. Well, that's all I had in Venezuela. So.
Okay, so we can go to Poland.
Yeah.
See, I've been in Poland. And so if we go here, and we go here, and we go here, and then we hit Poland. Well, we'll just fly to Poland really quickly. Now, this is what I wanted to point out. each one of these spots that you see, one of these, that's one of the drones that the Russians launched in where they crashed at. The interesting part is how close all of these drones are to military bases. Here's a long-range radar at a military base. Here is another military base. Drone crashed right in between them. Here's another training area, military shooting range. This is the target range we looked at the other day. Drone crashed right between them. Another drone crashed over here. Here's another long-range radar site, and the drone crashed right there. Come down here, another long-range radar site, the drone crashed right there.
So they had targets picked long before.
Yeah.
And there's no way that this is, regardless of what they're claiming, there's no way this was accidental.
Correct. Well, how do your drones accidentally fly towards military bases? And this is where the one that flew the farthest to the west went. Look at that shit. See that? That's a long way. Flew past 2
300
radar
kilometers.
sites.
Yeah.
And then they said, oh, the drones, they can't fly that far. They only have a 700-kilometer range. This is what Lavrov said. They only have a
Okay,
700.
That'll get you to Germany.
Right. But he says they only have a 700-kilometer range. Well, if they only have a 700-kilometer range, that's with explosives on board and 1 fuel tank. Guess what they did? They took the explosives out and refilled and replaced it with another fuel tank. So these drones have over a 1,400-kilometer range. Interesting how that happens.
Yep. Jeff, are you there?
Or to Jeff. He's probably on the phone. Or he's making more coffee. All right. Did you have a lat line for me?
On what?
On Poland, or what did you want to cover in Poland?
I didn't want to cover anything in Poland. We were talking. I wanted to talk about the drones, but I mean, did you sufficiently cover that? I'm assuming you did. Yeah.
Yeah. This is,
I am here.
Okay.
Okay. Did you have anything you wanted to add on these drone points where they're next to all these military bases?
Is it? What are we to surmise from this? Were these drones stopped before they reached the bases?
4 of them were.
So were there hits that are not reported?
They haven't found all of them yet.
Well, they would know if a military target or logistical target was hit, right?
Well, no, none of their facilities were hit. But they shot down 4. Yeah, they shot down 4 of the drones.
Okay, yeah. But now is it correct? There were 18 drones, Russian drones across the border?
Yeah.
And they shot down 8?
No, they shot down 4.
Only 4. So the claim they shot down 8 was not correct?
Not that I have seen. I have only seen evidence of 4 being shot down. They may have shot down 8 and they haven't delivered it, but the last evidence that I've seen thus far, I have only found 4 drones that have been shot down.
So if these are, well, you've only found 4, but if these are kamikaze drones and they were armed, which is what we are to understand, right?
Some of them, well, what we've found thus far of the ones that I've found, they had taken the explosives out and put in larger fuel tanks to give them a farther range. So they took the explosives out of the front and put in 2 fuel tanks. They put a fuel tank in where the explosives used to be. On the drones, yes, sir. So rather than having explosives, they had a separate fuel tank.
So your understanding is that these drones were not armed after all?
Mm-hmm.
So was this a diversionary operation?
No, I think this is a recon.
So they were taking pictures?
Yes, and video and firing it back, because they're flying these using cellular telephone networks. And so
Would
they
they-
were able to read the video straight off of them. And I also think,
What altitude would they have to have been flying at to do that?
oh, they can
for
fly at
the-
any altitude as long as they're under like
Well, if
5,000
you're
feet.
using a telephone system, they're using the Polish telephone system?
Yeah, yeah.
I see. So as long as they were within sight of a Polish telephone
Cell phone
tower,
tower, yeah.
is it possible that the drones that weren't shot down just simply ran out of gas and fell then?
Yes.
So they wanted to see as deep into the country as they could. Now,
They did pretty
What
good
would
up
they-
here. Look at that. That's all the way
Yeah.
across Poland.
what would they see that Russian satellites could not see?
The signal from the radars. See, I think
So they
they
were-
had spectrum analyzers on them.
Oh, so
And
they
every
were,
time the radar would sweep around, it would ping the spectrum analyzer, and they were sending that back as data over the phone line.
so they were mapping NATO
Yes.
radars,
Routes. Yep. I mean, look where they are. This one flew right by that radar.
and so
This
they
one
were-
here flew right by 2 radars.
So
This one here
was,
flew right by
Yeah.
a radar, right by a radar.
right
right
well,
by a
we
radar,
assume there's NATO
radar,
radars everywhere. So
right
they're
by a radar.
mapping the radars so that those radars then could be targeted at the beginning of a larger
As well
attack.
as if they want to have a route to fly in that they're not detected.
or to see if there is even such a
If they-
route.
Right.
If they want to, well, if they want to map out a way to do it,
Yeah.
then yeah.
Now,
Right.
is the one question I have, there was an explosion, I understand, was it a rail siding or a rail yard in
rail yard.
Estonia?
R-
Rail yard in
main
Estonia.
main rail terminal in Estonia. Yes,
Main
their
rail
main
terminal. And
Yep.
I saw a video of the mushroom cloud, very fiery, coming up from that detonation. And it didn't look like a regular rail car detonating. I mean, maybe it had fuel in it. I don't know what would have caused a mushroom cloud like that. I think you sent me the feed, Jonny. And could it be that they decided to strike Estonia with the drone and hit that rail car at the same time the NATO forces were diverted by tracking these drones deep into Poland? Is that possible?
Could have, or they could have had their own saboteur agents on the Estonian side do it for them.
Because it's funny that right when this operation was taking place, that there would be a detonation in Estonia on the
Well,
edge
the
of the map.
detonation, yeah, the detonation in Estonia didn't happen until the next morning. So the following morning, the drone
Oh, it
attack on
didn't happen
Poland.
while these drones were airborne?
No.
The drones were airborne in the middle of the night, so around 2:33 a.m. Local time, because that's the time I was observing them coming across the border. And then that detonation at the Estonian rail yard didn't happen until the next morning.
What time in the morning? Now it was after sunrise. I seem to remember
It was just
that
after sunrise. Yeah.
there was light in the sky. The sky was blue
Yeah.
where the mushroom cloud. Oh, I see. So yeah, of course it was during the day. It had to be during the day. Because these drones were launched across the border around midnight local time in Poland.
Hmm.
Yes.
And the merry chase went on for how many hours?
Until about 5:30 in the morning.
So it went on for about 5.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't scramble until probably 3 a.m. local time.
So it took NATO 3 hours to respond to the drone.
No, not to respond, but 3 hours to conduct the entire operation.
I see. So they scrambled. I'd see.
The Polish were up first. Yeah, the Polish were up first. They sent F-16s up.
And
they
they
were up.
claimed the F-16 shot down 8 drones, but that claim is not correct.
Not
There.
entirely, no.
So they were kind of exaggerating.
Yeah, so we were there.
Well,
the
they may
Germans
have
were
shot
there.
at 8, but we haven't found 8.
You haven't found them. Yeah, I mean, is
Right.
it effective to use F-16s to shoot down drones?
No, because it's
What are they shooting down?
$100,000
drones
It's
with?
like
an air
it's
to air.
like using a
Air
it's
to air
like
with
using a
what? Air to
sledge.
air with the what? This isn't a Messerschmitt with
It's like an
with
AIM 9.
Okay,
It's,
explain what that is.
This is
It's a
like think of it like you're trying to crack a walnut with a wrecking ball. That's basically what they were trying to do.
Okay, now, my understanding in World War II aircraft, they have cannons on them as well as
F-16 does
drop
too.
bomb. The F-16 has a cannon on it.
Yeah.
What is the caliber of the cannon?
I'll have to look at that. If one of you guys are.
I'll get it. Hold
So
on.
Yeah.
they are basically shooting down a drone with a cannon on an F-16.
No, they've been using missiles.
They were shooting down drones with air-to-air missiles?
Yeah.
20
Can an
millimeter.
air-to-air missile shoot down a drone?
Yeah.
They can.
Yeah. All it's got to do is use, if it's a heat seeker, they can use a
And heat
sidewinder
seekers,
for a heat seeker,
it can
or they can
heat
use an
seek
AIM
it-
9
yeah.
if they.
As small as a drone is, it can heat seek its.
Oh, absolutely, because of the
motor.
heat on
Okay.
the back. Yeah.
That seems like the missile is much more expensive than
It
the
is.
drone.
It's $100,000.
It is.
So you're shooting down a $20,000 drone with a $100,000 missile. That's not very.
No, that's pretty dumb.
And it's a 20 millimeter Vulcan cannon on the F-16.
So they didn't shoot down these things with Vulcan cannons.
Not that we're aware of.
Because the F-16 is probably traveling too fast for it to stay.
Well, no, it can slow down and come to almost a stall speed behind it, or come in and do a strafe.
Okay.
The problem with firing a 20 millimeter cannon is those fucking things fly a long ways.
Oh,
and
they could hit
you
people on
could
the
be
ground.
hitting your own people on the ground. And they use AIM 9s. Is what
Do you know offhand what the stall speed of an F-16 is?
It's about 160, I think.
And how fast are these drones traveling?
About 100.
So that's 60 miles an hour faster than the
Yeah,
drone.
but from a distance back, you're while you're coming up behind it, you let it go.
120 stall speed.
120. Okay.
Wow.
Well, you don't want to get anywhere near that.
That's a lot lower than.
No, you don't. But
right.
That's where they've tested it.
And these drones aren't very high altitude, so you're to move that slowly at that low altitude is really putting the jet at risk.
DeMarc's saying that 3 drones were shot down by Dutch F-35s, according to their report.
Yeah, the Dutch were
Dutch
there.
F-35 shot them down.
They were there.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me that you sent me a message when the Dutch scrambled.
Yeah, they were there. The Germans were there. The Italians were there. The Poles, obviously, and then we were the last to show up. So it took us 20 minutes to join the Polish.
So the Dutch shot down 3. How many did the Polish shoot down?
Other the Polish shot down 4, so it'd be 7.
All right, there's 7. Okay.
Right.
Did the Italians and the
the Italians I think were flying.
The Italians were AWACS only.
Right.
Oh.
And weren't the Germans the refuelers? Who did refuel?
The Germans were refuelers, and the Dutch were refuelers, and we had F-35s up.
Did we shoot down any drones?
No, we didn't. We weren't there.
Okay, so it wasn't just. So they did shoot down almost 8 and possibly 8. I see. That's interesting. Well, it's a kind of a win for the Russians. They get the reconnaissance. They cost us all that air-to-air ordnance from the aircraft.
And they got to see our response.
Yes, they did.
I was talking to somebody.
Your estimate was the response adequate?
No, because they only hit 7 of 19. I mean, hell, they missed a dozen.
You'd think
if they send 100 next time,
right?
What's your success rate going to be on that? And that's not uncommon. I mean, how many do they send at Ukraine at any given night?
Hundreds.
Right? Hundreds, yeah.
Yeah.
So if
they've sent as many as 700 at Ukraine at one night. Yeah.
Yeah. If they send half that, all right. So let's say they send 350 across the border. We're not going to be able to deal with that.
They didn't hit 3/4 of 19. They only hit 7. Poland in my heart. They hit 7 out of 19. That's not 3/4. So,
of course, there's not a full report yet about what happened yet from the NATO officials, is there?
No, they're looking at Article 4, so they're going to get together and talk now.
Well, I think they already started their consultations. Article 4 is the consultation article.
Security consultation.
Right. Oh,
yeah.
Poland in my heart, they engaged 3 out of 4 from Poland. 19 drones were fired. Only 7 of the 19 were shot down.
So there were 19 rather than 18 drones.
Yes.
I see. and
Yeah,
7.
19 is the number I got.
Interesting.
That's
And were
that's why
they
I'm saying that 19 drones were fired, or even if it's 18 drones, they still only shot down 7.
now, Johnny? You had showed me when we had that drone that hit the power lines a couple weeks back in Poland, possibly headed towards an ammo depot, because that drone did have a warhead, right?
It had explosives on it. Yes,
Yeah.
it blew up when it hit the
When it
power
hit the
line.
power line.
Yes.
You showed me the
Oh, and also the other drone that hit that house, I think had people say that drone didn't have explosives on it. I don't agree. I think it did. If you see what it did to the roof and how far it threw those cinder blocks out into that guy's or those stones down the road from the house, that drone had an explosive on it. There's no way that it
You're gonna love this. That house you're talking about.
yeah.
The Russian media has been saying all day today that was caused by a storm.
Well, that's storm damage.
Yes.
Okay.
So wait a minute. So there was an armed drone of the 19 drones. There was an armed drone that hit the roof of a house. Am I understanding
Yeah,
correctly?
yes. I think
Yes,
that
there
the
was.
drone that hit that house was armed.
And where was that headed? And why did
Greg
it hit
Terry
the
says he's
house?
sure that it didn't have explosives on it. Well, that yeah, but to me it looked like it had explosives.
Do we have a picture of this house that after it was hit?
Yeah.
That would be interesting to see. I was going to say that, Johnny, when we talked about this drone 2 weeks ago, you showed me the drone takeoff and landing or the takeoff strip in Belarus, not far from
Yes.
the border, where you believe that drone was launched from. We
Yes.
should
Yes.
look at that. Maybe we could look at that site again too.
Yes. Could you go to the Brest Yard training grounds, Lee?
Yeah.
On that map.
It was southeast of Brest, as I recall. Am I
Right. It's
right?
right here. It's
Remembering
just
it?
south
Yes.
of Brest, right
Yeah.
here.
That's you're going to have the drone runway there.
There's the
Okay.
drone
Right there.
runway,
Uh-huh.
and there's
And
the
this is
drone.
where and this is, I see. Yeah, okay.
I mean,
So this
it's
is
pretty
where
damn obvious it came from here.
were all of them launched from that
So a bunch
thing,
of
or
them
were
were. I think
yeah.
4 were launched from there.
All you have
So
to do is look at that
these
trajectory. Look
these
at the
4 right here.
look at the trajectory. So we have the first one there.
Right.
Do you
Well,
see
here
where the
let's
first one
do it
was?
this way. Here's the
Okay.
end of the
Yeah, draw a
runway.
line.
Yeah.
Draw
Yeah.
a line.
Let's
Yeah.
measure it. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's the end of the runway,
Yeah.
and we're going to go out to the west. Okay, coming
And
straight
just
off of the
cross
runway.
Mm-hmm.
There's crossing the border.
Okay.
Okay, we
And
come
the
out here a little
border's
bit farther.
what, 4 miles away?
Yeah,
Less than 4 miles.
Less than 4
we
miles.
come out here a little
Okay.
bit farther, and bam, there's the drone.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
38 kilometers.
Do you think all of the drones came from that airfield?
No, I think
Well,
4
continue
did.
on with the line.
Well, hold on.
Continue
Now
on
I
with the
want
line.
to.
Just 4 of them
I
did.
want to
Okay.
make it in miles,
Mhm.
because not everybody's like you, Johnny, and does kilometers there.
Johnny
Okay.
lives in kilometer land, so he
Yeah.
can convert it
So-
in his
Oh,
mind.
yeah.
So
all
here's
right,
another one
does the
that
military use miles?
Yes, sir.
Does the military use miles? No.
Right. So there's another one. So that one made it 73 miles. This one made it 50 miles. This one here made it 140 miles. And then this one was with a group that came in across from down here that was launched out of southern Belarus and came across in this way. So this
I
is out
see.
of a
So they're
separate
launching
package.
from multiple
Yes.
drone launch
Right. But
sites.
this one here is obvious as hell. I mean, look where that drone is, and look how well it aligns with the runway.
Yes.
Okay.
Obviously.
That's, I mean, hello.
Yeah. So, these are intentional drone launches, and you think the one that hit the house. Now, why did it hit the house? Just out of meanness or
It
accidental?
could have just run out of fuel.
Yeah, could have just ran out of fuel,
How far away was that house from the border?
I got to get the longitude and latitude to that house.
Yeah, that would be interesting to
But-
see if that thing just accidentally hit the house. Was anyone in the house hurt?
No,
No.
Were there people in the house when it was hit?
All right,
Oh,
so
no?
Polish
Don't
my
know.
heart says
Greetings,
it,
everyone, and welcome. September the 10th, 2025.
But there were no casualties.
And
that I can
now,
say.
hours after the event, we are getting a lot more clarity and information in regard to
I
the
know that
drone
guy.
incursion into Poland.
He does pretty good.
yep. Well, I want to see the house.
Yeah. Let's see.
I have a picture of
Okay.
the house.
Yeah, well, he doesn't show
I
the
know
house.
where
The
it is.
purpose
So
of the
I
look,
know where
I've
it
been
is.
I've been
Hold
doing
on.
drones for 30 years. And I set up the drone program for Ukraine when I went over there in 2014, 2015. And I'm
Mhm.
going to be honest with you, I don't give a fuck what that guy says. I've been blowing stuff up for 30 years. Show the
And
picture of the house.
he's the one that says the drone wasn't armed.
Right, yeah,
Is
well,
it was
that's
him?
the one you put in there, Poland.
This is a picture. Hold on, I'll get you a picture of the house. Hold
Okay.
on.
Yeah. And that red circle is where the house was?
I'm gonna show you where
Okay.
I'm gonna show you a picture of the house first, and then I'm gonna send the lawn when I get it, because I'm
Greetings,
working on it
everyone,
now.
and
see-
welcome.
see
September
how
the
far
10th,
from the border that was.
2025, early
Yes, and
evening
you're
in
gonna-
Ukraine.
yeah.
And I can tell you that the news that is
Right.
dominating.
So here is the house.
Right. Yeah,
Malfunction.
here's the house.
Oh gosh.
Number two,
Okay.
there were recon.
That damage there, it tore the whole fucking roof off the house and took this wall out.
Yeah, that's a brick wall.
Okay.
Now, could a drone without a warhead have done that much damage?
Not that much damage.
Because drones are very light.
Right.
Is it-
Well, yes, it's carbon fiber.
But even
And
with its
this went
velocity,
all
it
the
could
way
have-
through the
Drones,
house.
mapping
It went
drones.
all the
Number
way
three.
through the fucking house.
I
So
see.
how did the drone go all the way through the house, rip the entire roof off, and take this wall out?
Do we have
Something blew up. Now there wasn't a fire, okay, but something blew up. It's in pieces here. This is all knocked out. If you look at how far this is, there's also a hole in the roof. Look here where it tore the wall out. So this drone went through this wall, blew and tore this entire roof off with just the velocity of that drone. I don't believe that for a second.
Really?
Yeah, I don't believe that for a second.
I would have thought if there was a bomb on it, it would have done more damage than that.
Nope.
No?
Well, look what it did. It tore the whole roof off the entire house and tore the wall out. Plus, it tore the roof out, the ceiling
Yeah,
out.
but something moving 160 miles an hour. That's
No, it's not moving 160 miles an hour. The
Okay.
F-16's moving 160 miles an hour.
Okay. How fast is the drone?
This is
moving?
flying about 100.
Okay. And how much does a drone weigh? Do we know the weight of it? Velocity times mass equals impact?
Not much. It's maybe 100 pounds.
So you take 100-pound object and you propel it at 100 miles an hour, and it couldn't do that to brickwork?
Look, I'm not
roof?
talking about the brickwork. The roof is gone.
Well, let's see it. I mean, I only saw a picture that shows a corner of the roof. Can we see the whole roof?
It's gone. It's right here. The whole roof, the A-frame and everything is all ripped all the way off the house. What took all of, look, if it came in through the wall on the other end, which is it appears it did,
Okay.
okay? If it came in and it flew through the rafters to hit here, why is all of the tin off the roof?
Well, why is the window not blown out in that?
Because the
case?
window's open.
That would prevent it from being blown out?
Yes, because there's no
it's only-
overpressure to blow the window out. And it did blow a hole through the roof. It blew a hole through the ceiling. This doesn't show all of the pictures. Let's see if you see the rest of them.
Yeah.
See, he doesn't even show the other pictures. What pictures have you got, Johnny?
I had the same one.
That's the
Okay,
living room of the house?
Yeah, I got better pictures than this.
Oh, hold on a minute. That's on the first floor.
Yeah, that's on the first floor.
Oh crap. Yeah, you're right. You can't if it only hit the roof and it didn't explode, you wouldn't have damage on the first floor like that.
Exactly.
That means it tore through the flooring of the second floor.
Yes,
and
sir, it did. And it ripped the whole roof off the entire house. The
So
other
to
end
do
of the
that-
roof is gone.
To do that to the living room, it had to go right through the ceiling.
Correct, and it didn't. The plane, it's outside. There's pieces of it outside.
Okay, yeah, I can see it. Okay, I forgive my skepticism, but I needed to test your
Right,
thesis.
right. It's. I mean, look, it blew the back windows or pieces of rock or
Oh
debris. But
yeah,
look at
oh
this.
yeah.
Took the back window out. Look how solid that is. That's solid rock right there,
So that
filled with
that
concrete.
that
Okay,
drone had a warhead on it then.
right. That went off. It might not have been a good warhead that went off, but look, the, when something hits something, what it hits collapses with the mass.
All right,
Okay, it moves the
see.
same direction.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't have that here. What we
Okay.
have is that this end of it is crushed in. Okay, but all of the tin off of the top of the roof is gone. That's
The
that's a,
residents are
that's an
lucky not to get
explosion.
injured. Yeah.
That's over pressurization to rip all of that tin all the way off of that roof, and then to blow the wall out on this end.
Now,
Look how solid that is.
is that not an attack on Poland by
It
Russia?
sure looks like one to me.
Yeah. And then the other question here, where physically is this? And did the Russian drone pilot crash it into the house on purpose?
It's just across the border.
This is just across the border.
Yes.
Did it hit the roof because it was flying at night and the drone pilot?
It's too low. I think it hit because it was too low. But look, the whole end of this house out here is gone.
Is this house on a hill?
Kind of looks like it a little bit.
No.
Yeah.
Well, Poland is really flat over in that area. So
yeah, I mean they're even in the Midwest and
yeah, but it's it's 2 stories in a ceiling. But what I'm saying is, look, if the drone, it's in pieces here, it's not solid.
Yeah.
And the whole roof on this end is gone. The tin here is gone, and there is no tin over here at all. There's no tin on that roof, into the roof at all. You have one strip along the wall here, which didn't have pressurization, and here it looks like it's folded back up over itself. But for the whole roof to be gone, for this whole end to be gone, and for there to be a hole through the ceiling to go into the living room on the ground floor like this, I don't see it.
Well, the living room is
again right. If it had extra fuel on it, it would have burned. But we didn't have extra fuel on it. It exploded.
So now the question is what does this say about Russian drone pilots? They're
not pilots. These are well, some of these are piloted, and some of them are just launched. So some of these have a pre-programmed flight plan inside. It launches it, and it goes from waypoint to waypoint to waypoint to waypoint.
I see. And
others have the new, and I've got it here. Let me find it for you, because I just posted it. Others have
to answer your question. I'm sorry to interject, gentlemen, but to
Sure.
answer your question, it's a small village that's just southwest of Brest. It's kind of in the tri-state area there. So you've got Belarus, you've got Poland, and you've got Ukraine down in that area.
Now, this is, see here, man comes home to a drone that crashed on his roof. It didn't even knock down his rabbit hutch.
Now that drone did not detonate.
No.
Is
it
it
just landed on his? It just landed on his rabbit hutch. Now, this is a little smaller, but it's not much smaller.
Is this drone his property now?
Yeah, technically.
Well,
okay.
It's part of a federal investigation, so I mean, he's going to have to surrender.
But this is, it didn't do anything to his rabbit hutch. This is the house that got hit. The whole end of it is gone. They say it's hit by debris from Russian drone down over Poland.
But if the drone hit just coming out of Brest,
right?
Wouldn't there have been unspent fuel on that drone?
Right, but I don't think this is that drone.
No, I mean, and the other one it hit just outside of Brest. Am I confusing the
that
two?
Should have had fuel. Yes.
If it blew up, then
if it blew up,
expend all that fuel.
So
this one just crashed
in the house. So the house should have been burnt.
If it blew up, yeah, but I think it depends on how much fuel was on board. But it just, to me, I don't see it.
Close to the launch point, so there had to be fuel on it, right?
if this is the first one that flew in, I don't think it is. It may have ran out of fuel, and that's why it hit the house.
Why would it have run out of fuel when it's only 20 miles from the launch point?
They're not 20 miles. You're
Okay.
saying that this is the
I'm getting confused. I
Yes.
thought this was close to the Belarusian border, this house.
This one is.
this
House is.
how far is this from Belarusian border?
Just a few miles across the border. It's not far.
Okay,
Okay.
so why isn't this house burned? Because this thing should have.
It depends upon where it hit on the outside.
But if a drone's ordnance blows up, that can blow up a tank. So it should have blown up its own fuel tank.
Well, that also depends upon how well the explosives on the drone went off. Not all explosives
Maybe.
for Russia
There's
work
another
real well.
possibility. There's another possibility here.
And that
It could have
is
simply been that this one was meant for a short trip.
or this is one that they shot down and burned because one of them was burning before it hit.
Okay.
Yeah, one of them was on fire before it went down.
So this might have been a drone they shot down that close to the
So
border.
if they shot it down and it was on fire, they probably didn't get the explosive ordnance in it because that would have been protected, if I'm not mistaken.
It's in the front.
Okay. So, and the fuel's going to be in the rear.
Right.
Where the engine is.
Or the wings. Yeah.
Or the wings, yeah.
But this is just too much damage for a drone to not have an explosion on it.
Is the charge because it's used against tanks?
No, they don't use
correct?
these against tanks. The ones used against tanks are shape charge.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, this isn't a shape charge.
Well, how do we know? It looks like it did not blow up its own fuel tank.
You don't have to.
Mind you, the roof on this is just made of a couple of sheets of sheet metal and wood. So it doesn't take all that much. I mean, a strong hammer could go through that.
And I noticed the cross.
Not to say about the cinder
2x4s
blocks, though, of course,
there
but-
are all intact. That's weird.
Right. It's pressure wave.
If it came in from the side, then yeah, it's.
I wish we had more pictures of this thing. Let me see if I can.
I'd actually
So your
like to go there.
theory
And
is
take a
that
look at
this
it.
drone was shot down?
My theory is when it hit, it exploded. Now, this is what they're using to fly them with. This is what I wanted to show you. Here's the camera,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what they're using to fly them. That camera connects to this cellular telephone network modem and broadcasts out. And that's how they fly the drones, is with that camera right there. So that's what they're using. Did I lose you guys? Oops. Sure looks like I did. All right, let me see if I can get these guys back here.
Map out the.
All right, we're back.
Yeah, I'll get rid of the other one. I think it was to map out the radar path, so they could.
Yeah.
I think for a couple of reasons, which were discussed, and I also believe that it was to test our response, just probing to see what we would do. And then they want to analyze what we're doing now.
It's funny. Were they careful not to actually use the drones to attack anything?
I think they failed because some of the drones had warheads in them.
Standard operating procedure for Russians when they use any kind of projectile is what? Launch 2, right?
Right.
Were they traveling in pairs? Can we show that?
No, I wasn't saying that. What I was saying is that they always have a redundancy.
Okay. This is what I'm talking about. Okay. The whole end of this house roof is gone. See that?
Mm-hmm.
The whole end of the roof of the house is gone. And then this end, the wall is blown out. So my question is, if the whole end of the roof is gone and the aluminum here is gone, the tin roof here is gone, and the tin roof here is gone, and all the tin roof up there is gone, and this whole end of the roof is gone. How did the tin get ripped off of the roof and blow this wall out? And by the way, the drone came in from the other end.
That's I was going to say it
Okay.
has to. You see the impact going out
Right.
there.
Right.
Right. So that means
And
the
it
drone came in
knocked
from the
this-
other direction.
knocked this
But
right.
take a look at the
Yeah.
wall. That car with the blown out window is not on that side of the house. It's on the
No,
other side of the house.
that's I guarantee that, because if you look at the damage that's done on the trunk lid,
Yeah, that's what
then
fell on it.
the falling brick is what broke that out.
Yeah, but look at the windows on the side of the house.
Yeah, the
There's only
falling
one
brick.
window. There's only one window.
No,
there.
no,
There's
it's a
two in
reverse
the
angle.
picture.
One of these cameras is one of the back, because you see the little square window there and the window here. That's this right there.
Yeah, but there's
And
two
you're
windows on
you're-
the first floor, but there's only one window here on
Oh
the
yeah,
first
yeah,
floor.
yeah.
See, this
But
is
if you
not the
look-
same side of the house, right?
Oh, that's interesting.
It's
Yeah.
not. This is the other side of the house.
Right.
So I think what we were looking at is that it might have come in on this side, and then come out the other side where this car is parked.
Right. Well, if that's the case, still, how is all of this gone?
Yeah. Well, the thing is that we don't know at what point it blew up. It might have blown up. It might have not exploded. It might have passed through this, and it might have exploded half on the other side of the roof, where it blew out the roof on the other end.
Right.
Like you say, a shaped charge. The shaped charge would be forward, right?
Right. Right.
Yes.
So it looks to me like it entered here. And actually, if you look at the brickwork, it looks like that brickwork is
Burnt.
not entirely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, I think you might be right. And so I think that maybe some bricks fell.
And
the
this
whole
may
thing was
be
loosened.
bricks. This may be bricks that blew through the building from one end to the other.
It may be that when the explosion happened, the bricks that were loosened by the vehicle passing through it some of them were blown out.
Right.
Look at a lot more brick is blown out on this other side.
Yeah.
Well, that could be pressure.
Well, no, because
This ain't pressure.
That's
No,
not pressure.
that's
No.
not pressure. No, I think that is just from the impact. That's just the way it cracked. But yeah, I think, and the reason that window's not blown out is the explosion happened further into the roof.
Right. And the window was open.
Yeah, the window was open. Yeah, because it's a summer night, maybe. They were getting cool air.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see that we're looking at two sides of the house here from these
Yeah.
pictures. And the fact of the traveling, look at it. You say that's a part of the drone there sitting next to the car. Is that right?
Yeah.
So
Well, no.
means-
It looks that's I think that's piece of tin off the roof.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's a
Yeah,
piece of
I
tin
think
off the
because you can
roof,
see
yeah.
it a lot better in this picture. But anyway, I had more pictures of this than when I saw the house was where the
Mhm.
whole roof was gone, I'm like, that's no way that's an impact.
Well, actually, the structure of the roof on the side we can't fully see is where you see all the 2x4s are blown off.
Right. Right.
So it looks
down
like it passed into the house through that
here. End.
side and blew up when it was at some point inside the house over the living room.
Right.
And my guess is the fact that it blew up on that side of the house is why the people in the bedrooms weren't killed.
Right. And why the roof on this end of the house is gone.
Is completely gone.
Right.
Yes, right.
And
exactly.
and down here you have
And this is why you see a piece of the roof over on this side of the house, because everything carried that way. Everything was
right.
blown.
And it had so much force it pulled the joint out here.
Yeah, no, you're right. That had a warhead. To do that,
Yeah.
that had a warhead. It just the drone, probably it was one of those tank charges, but the cement wall wasn't strong enough to detonate it immediately, and it passed through the wall before it detonated, and it detonated in when it was more
Inside.
than halfway through the house.
Yeah, because that's when I saw all of this ripped off and
Mhm.
saw all of this damage down here, I'm like, there's no way a drone
Yeah.
did that
No.
without an explosion.
I think it passed into the house on the side we're looking at here with the two windows on the first floor, and then it exploded when it was more than halfway through the house. The detonation was triggered. And of course, why the fuel didn't detonate, that's interesting. But
again, it may have been out of fuel, or it may have been leaking fuel, or
yeah, and of course the trajectory is not diving from high altitude after being intercepted. That is just a plain vertical hit.
horizontal,
right?
you mean?
I mean, horizontal hit.
Yeah.
It's not a vertical hit, it's a horizontal hit.
Yeah. And another thing that proves that this is not this end of the house, there's no power lines here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you could see there's 2 windows on the first floor down there at that other photograph. So this car clearly is not on that side of the house. Yeah, interesting. So, yeah, no, I think you're right. That drone was armed.
Yep. And this is one of them that was caught on camera that they shot down right there, but you can see it burning and then it fell.
Yeah. Well, there was definitely hazard. There was definitely danger to citizens on the ground.
And that's a picture from inside. See if I can find the others.
What a terrible thing to have that happen to your house. I wonder if their insurance will cover it.
Do you have drone coverage insurance? I don't know.
I don't know.
Do you have drone insurance?
Have coverage from Russian drones?
Yeah. Consult your policy. Call your insurance company now.
The insurance in this country is absolutely crazy. I mean, you have to have insurance on insurance. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You have it on literally everything.
It's too expensive.
You have it on coffee that you're drinking there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So now you guys understand why I say that there was an explosion here.
No, you're right. There had to be some kind of a shaped munitions on that drone.
Clearly, that's weather damage. What's wrong with you?
A storm blew that. Yeah,
this is hail damage.
Brickwork apart.
That's hail damage. Yeah, that's what the Russian media is saying. This is storm damage.
They are such liars, aren't they? What amazing liars they are. Noses as long.
But would you expect anything less from the rabid and militaristic Europeans?
No, that house attacked one of their peaceful drones.
Exactly.
The house leapt off its foundation and intercepted this peaceful drone that was just happening by.
Let's do this.
Lee, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
So Poland has closed the eastern part of their airspace. Go on.
There's the other end of the house. See that? Oops.
I'm not seeing that.
No, I don't want to look at Credit Karma. No, I don't.
Right here.
I don't need that.
You got another picture.
There's the other end of the house.
Yeah, that's a more fuller picture.
Yeah, that's the other end of the house.
Yeah, it definitely blew up at that end of the house.
Look, the whole roof up here is gone. If it was just flying through, there would still be tin on the roof.
Yeah, it entered the house through the brickwork near the
on this end. On this end.
No, I don't think it entered on that end.
You don't think it entered on this end? Yeah, it had to enter on this end because it's pushed out on the other end.
No, it's pushed out on the end where all the rubble fell on top of the car.
No.
No.
See how this is pushed out?
Yeah.
The car's on the other end.
Yeah, the car's on the other end of the house.
Yeah, but how come you got all that rubble piled on the car?
Because when it exploded, the rubble came back out. It detonated as soon as it got into the house. It blew out.
How come the roof on that end isn't blown out and the roof on the other end is?
Because the other end is where it exploded. This is the end that it came. This is the exiting side of the house. The other side is the entrance side of the house.
And if it blew up that far away, how could it have done that damage to the brickwork?
It's called the pressure wave of the shape charge. This is called a punch out. And see how there's
how come the window's not blown out?
Because it didn't explode on this end, it exploded on the other end.
I see.
and this window is open. So if you go to the Pentagon on 9/11, okay, I don't have my 9/11 pictures here. There's a hole
It
in
is
the
black.
inner ring in the Pentagon. And everybody says, "Oh, well, that's where the nose of the airplane came out." No, it's not. It's from the overpressurization inside of the building, and that shock wave traveled down through a hallway. And when it got to the end of the hallway, there's no place to go. So it made a punch out, a hole. It's like slapping a paper bag, and the air all blows out in one direction.
I see. So
So it exploded at the other end. Let's go back to the other picture. Now you see how this whole end of the house is solid stone. See that? All the way up to the peak of the roof. This is solid stone. We go to the other end of the house. Let me go back to. If we go to the other end of the house, all that stone is gone. The roof is gone. The stone is gone. So when it went in and blew up, it blew this out, blew all of the roof and everything off the top of it, and the pressure wave went down through the building as it expands further away from the explosion. The pressure wave becomes weaker, so it took less metal off the roof, but that was still confined by the roof, and all of that pressure hit the other end, and that's what blew the stone out and down here. And that may have been what was left of the debris that hit that.
interesting.
So yeah, it exploded at this end. That's why there's no rafters at all and there's no metal at all here. And it took this whole wall out as it came through. But the pressure wave blew out the debris that's on the other car because the explosion took place on the inside and blew the debris out. Same thing on the other end and punched out on the other end. Here's another. So here's what's left of what's up here. And here's what's left of the other end. So all this came down after it went through. We can tell it's the same house. You got the red stripe all the way around it. So this is the end it came out of. And see, that's why it only took out this much of the wall on this end. This may have been part of the debris that was still with it. Like the motor was flying and hit here and punched out because the motor would have been traveling at 100 mile an hour too. But the shock wave was on the other end. That's why it leveled that off across like this. Right here. That's more than an impact. I've just been doing this too long. I mean, I'm the one that figured out that the bridge in Crimea was hit by an explosion under the bridge, not over the bridge. And there's experts all around the world that said, "Oh no, Lee, it was a truck on top of the bridge. It was a truck on top of the bridge." Well, I went through and saw the blast marks and the burn marks and proved that the span of the Crimean bridge that was blown out by a detonation under the bridge, not over the bridge. And the way that I proved that is because the span that is in the water doesn't have any burn marks on top of it. The pole lights are still attached to it, and the guardrail is still attached to it. So if the explosion or the detonation took place on top of the bridge, why is the guardrail missing off of the bridge that is beside it, and there's burn marks all over it, and the guardrail's missing, and the pole lights are missing, and it's still on top of the road, it's still standing, but yet the other section that is in the water has no burn marks on top of it, still has the guardrail on top of it, and still has the pole lights on top of it. There's not a mark on top of that. How do you have an explosion that can totally wipe out the other span and doesn't hurt this span? And how does an explosion on one span pull two spans away off of the pilings? And that's real simple. When the explosion went off underneath the first piling, it raised up and pulled on the other two pilings, or pulled on the other two sections and pulled them off of the piling. And the blast wave came out under that bridge, and that's what's projected up towards the train car, what caught the train on fire. And what punctured the train was the guardrail ripping off of the span that stayed standing. And I went through it for hours with Grok, sending Grok pictures, and had Grok analyze all of it for blast. Grok said, "You're absolutely correct." But then when I went back and asked Grok the following day, well, the mainstream media is reporting, so I would have to go back but I actually posted it on Twitter, what Grok said that proved that what I said was right. It took me hours to send Grok all the pictures and show him, but the Kerch Strait Bridge was blown up from below.
Can I ask you my question now?
Sure.
So Poland has closed their airspace in the eastern part of the country for the rest of this year.
Here's a drone strike.
Latvia, because of the drone strike. Latvia closed their airspace on the eastern part of the country today.
Yeah.
Why hasn't Lithuania done that? In your opinion, it's just speculation, but shouldn't they do it
yes,
too?
Yes, they should. Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, and Poland should all do it. Because Lithuania hasn't, or Latvia hasn't done it yet either.
Latvia did it today.
Latvia did it today. So, or when did Lithuania do it?
Yeah, they haven't.
Okay, and so neither has Estonia.
Done it. Estonia hasn't done it either.
Yeah, so Lithuania and Estonia should do that. But this is a prime example right here. That's a drone hit a residency. See what it did? There's no fire there. Now you see why I said it blew up. It blew up. See if I can find another one. All right. Let's see.
Can we do Q&A?
Yes.
Because it's getting pretty late.
Looking at the chat here. All right. So who's got questions? All right. So it says streams or a bunch of drones are attacking Russia. Lee, you mentioned 2 days ago in your live about drone attacks that you don't know of a way to follow drones like Ukraine is claiming to do, always showing on maps. No, that's not what I said, Poland. What I said was flight radar, ADSB, and other tracking softwares can't track drones because the drones don't have ADSB transmitters on them. So softwares like Flight Radar 24, ADSB, Pilot, all those are not going to track it. And there's not a company that has a software that monitors drones in the sky using ADSB or Flight Radar or somebody else's data pool. The Ukrainians have radar on the ground. Those radars on the ground are tied together and they are tracking the drone via radar, not ADSB. So now do you understand the difference? Ukraine can track drones, NATO can track drones, Poland can track drones, other countries can track drones because they have radars and they see the drone on the radar. ADSB does not use radar. Flight Radar 24 does not use radar. They have access to some radar sources, but most likely they're not going to see the drone unless it's a tactical radar operating in the area, and I highly doubt a company has access to that. You have to use a tactical radar to follow the drones. Um, what do I think NATO's response will be? I don't think they're going to do anything right now. I think that more, if I were in charge of NATO, I would have put right on the border, I would find every hill. So the first thing I would do is find a topographical map or topographical map. And I would take that topographical map and I would find the highest hills along the border. And then I would send a team of engineers in there with bulldozers to cut all of the trees on the top of that ridge and put roads in there. And I would put radars and air defense systems on tops of all of those hills. Then in between those hills, on other hills that are lower, I would put additional air defense batteries with their own tactical radars. And I would string all those together. And that way, and I would use the German the German what do they call him, the one that's got the dual machine gun on it, the tank, the Grapel or whatever it is that they gave to the Ukrainians. I would put those at every one of those sites, and then what I would do is I would create fields of fire or fans of fire, so as that none of those rounds I would program into the Gepard, I think is what it's called. I would program into the Gepard where those bullets would land if they didn't hit the drone, so as that I'm not raining bullets down on top of towns. So I would say, okay, you guys field of fires from here to here. You guys field of fires from here to here. And I would only let them fire in that field of fire to prevent rounds from falling on other people's homes. If the drone lands on somebody's house, that's one thing. But that Gepard is firing out hundreds, if not thousands, of rounds, and they'll kill people if they come through your roof.
Polish media is reporting that Polish are increasing the number of troops on the eastern border to 40,000 by tomorrow morning.
Yes, sir.
And how close? Now, they had previously been back from the border. How close to the border are they now? Are they moving?
They're going right up on it.
They're going right up on the border.
Good.
And they've got columns of self-propelled artillery going up there too.
And I would be running those Gepards with them as well.
Now, nobody has asked the question yet, and we should cover it. Washington's response, or President Trump's response or non-response. On Wednesday morning, he offered this ambiguous initial response. Quote, "What's with Russia violating Poland's airspace with drones? Here we go!" Exclamation point. And that's the only response. Could you imagine President George H.W. Bush or Reagan or George W. Bush or even Clinton having that kind of offhand, unserious response to something this serious?
Yeah, it's willy-nilly.
That is just ridiculous.
More willy than nilly, I'd say.
I've got something else on Trump. I will get to that here in just a second. Just as fate would have it, Lithuania is going to close their they've closed their eastern airspace until October 1st, and Estonia has closed their airspace, period.
So that means they're going to be shooting down anything that's moving in the air in those air zones, right?
Let's hope so. Yeah. Well, the defense minister of Poland has said that that Zapad is offensive, not defensive.
Oh, it says yesterday that Jeff or Poland, you were talking about that Trump normalized relations with Belarus.
Trump normalized. What do you mean normalized? They didn't know that we'd broken relations.
I didn't
with
either.
Belarus. I don't know what he means by that. We've had normalized relations with Belarus since the fall of the Soviet Union.
One other thing, France is reportedly sending Rafale jets to Poland.
And the Russians have started Zapad.
It doesn't Zapad. Well, let's see. Yes. Well,
12 p.m.
because it's now the 12th in Russia by their clock, and the exercise starts on the 12th. So it is still the 11th. The 24th anniversary of 9/11 here in the United States, but
Yep.
it's becoming the 12th already, Moscow time. It's already the 12th.
Yep. Trump today removed sanctions on a Belarusian airplane company.
Well, he sent Lukashenko a birthday wish. Shall I read it to you?
Yes, please.
He said, this is an official letter that he sent to Lukashenko. He says, "Dear Mr. Lukashenko, Melania joins me in sending our best wishes on the occasion of your birthday. We are especially pleased to note that the outstanding success of the Belarusian tennis player, Arnya, whatever, at the U.S. Open in New York. Her victory made her compatriots, her victory has made her compatriots proud, and you must be proud of her achievements as well. Looking ahead to the coming year, we pray for your health and well-being, as well as for continued progress in achieving our shared goals on behalf of the people of the United States and Belarus. Sincerely yours, Donald."
Happy birthday, dear dictator. Happy birthday to you.
I also have this from Trump's representative, John Cole. He says that they want the United States to return their embassy to Minsk. And he says this is a matter of the near future.
Return their embassy to Minsk?
Yes.
We
As
don't have
in
an embassy in Minsk?
We don't know.
Oh, maybe we did do something when the elections were frauded was that 2019 or 2020?
Could have been, yeah. Could have been.
Okay, so we maybe did. I'll check into that.
Yeah, I didn't think we had one in Minsk either.
Well, it doesn't matter because according to them, we're going to put one there now.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Now-
Lee, if you're ever in Minsk,
Well, I may have to go. I may have to go. And I'll tell you why.
You
So,
going to the Topol M factory?
no, I wanted to go to the simulator factory where they build the flight simulators for the Russian aircraft, because those are actually made in Belarus.
Those are in Belarus, yeah.
Okay.
Well, you're not getting across that border out of Poland now.
Probably not. But let me tell you what they're doing. So all of the controllers that I use for the flight simulator that are made by a company called Verpal, what they're doing is, rather than selling them to the Americans or anybody else, they're selling them to the Chinese. And they've got them so back ordered that if you order a controller today, you won't see it for 15 weeks. But you can order that same controller from the Chinese right now for double the price.
I'm sure you can.
So the
And they're happy to sell
Chinese
it to
have
you,
bought
too.
thousands of these controllers, and they're hoarding them in China to sell them to Americans for $700 or $750. But you can buy it straight from Belarus for $234, except for you got to wait 15 weeks. So that's how the Chinese are making money off of it, because people want it, it breaks, and you got to have it right now to put it back in service. So the Chinese have bought them all up. They've got hundreds of them, thousands of them. I found out when I went to order one, they're going, "Oh yeah, well no, we don't have any. We're back ordered for 15 to 17 weeks." But yet I go online and Russia and China's got them right now, but they're $750 as opposed to $234. So that's the way China is making $500 per controller.
Okay. Belarus is such an odd country because it's really just an extension of Moscow, but
Right. It's like Kaliningrad, but on the other side.
yeah, but it has its Stalinist president and its mock. So just to get the history of this, we recognized it as a country in 1991, but, and this is surprising, I didn't realize it went back this far. We thought that there was election fraud in 2001 when Lukashenko, of course, look at Lukashenko, how long he's been in power. I mean, he's been their president all this time for 34 years.
Since before the fall of the Soviet Union.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, he's
right around that time.
Been a pretty young guy at the time, and so in September 2001, the U.S. condemned Belarus for having irregularities in its election, causing Lukashenko to be reelected. So this criticism, of course, was interrupted by the September 11 attacks, 2001. But during Operation Iraqi Freedom, U.S. intelligence accused Belarus of providing safe haven for Saddam Hussein and his sons Uday and Qusay. Of course, that that was not true. Maybe they were planning to go there, but that didn't happen. We know that they were killed in Iraq, and Saddam was arrested and hanged in Iraq. But but there was documentation found in the Iraqi capital after the capture of Baghdad, referring to its cooperation with Minsk. And so then in 2006, the Belarusian presidential elections, they have them every 5 years. The U.S. started sanctions on them because of these elections were phony baloney. And so it's just been downhill with them ever since. So they expelled a bunch of our diplomats. So it looks like it doesn't say in this article that we didn't break relations with them, but it's in a sorry state. We're not exactly. I don't know. It says here that we have some diplomats there, but I don't know if this article is accurate.
Donald Tusk has supposedly confirmed that he's going to be sending Polish troops to Ukraine to be trained on drone warfare.
What a great idea. You know, Sikorski, the Polish foreign minister, has been very strong about these things, and I must applaud him. He was from the Peace and Freedom, Law and Justice Party, Law and Justice Party, and he kind of made some things that discredited him, so he ended up in the other party. But I think he's very strongly anti-Russian, and I think he's made some strong statements. He's even been at odds with his own prime minister of his own party.
Yeah, he has, and then he said in the last 36 hours, he says no. He says this attack. He says this drone incident that we had in Poland. He says this was an attack. This was deliberate. It's not an accident.
No, it's not an accident. It's not storm damage.
The defense minister of Germany, Pistorius, he said the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I think the German government has a better government than they had before under the Green Party.
They did, or they do, The German German special forces seized a Russian ship in Kiel 2 days ago, and it was a ship that was flagged out of, I want to say it was St. Lucia, and it was run through a trading company in Estonia, but the crew was Russian. It was a Russian spy ship at the German naval shipyard in Kiel. It was just sitting there.
And they're impounding the ship?
They've already seized it, yeah.
Okay.
And they've taken all the espionage equipment off of it. So they confiscated everything that was on it, and they arrested the crew.
Mission scrapped. Very good.
Yeah. So, and the German ISR in the Baltic going into the Kiel harbor in the last 5 days has been immense. Yesterday, I counted almost 10 planes up there. So at an altitude of about 5,000 feet. So they're looking for submarines.
Yeah. And the fact that we had an RC-135 flying at 5,000 feet up and down through the Baltic, back and forth multiple times. I've never seen a Jake fly over the Baltic Sea and do bow ties.
Any other questions from the
next to Kaliningrad? We saw it that one night.
Yeah. Well, no, but I'm talking about I'm talking about flying. That was the P8. I think we were.
Oh yes, that was P8.
Yeah,
right,
that was a P8. They actually had. Let me see if I can go back here and find it. I got pictures.
Do we have any more questions?
I didn't see one.
I have one more question because my mind is bubbling. If drones were sent that were armed, do we know of any targets that were reached? We don't.
No.
Right?
No.
Would this be that the Russian, if they were using drones, were these drones jammed? Is that why they didn't make it to any targets?
I don't think they were jammed. I think
you don't think so?
Nope. I think they ran out of fuel. I think the purpose of these drones was to fly a route and do surveillance, and 2 had warheads on them, and the 2 with warheads were supposed to hit something, and they didn't make it. So I think 2 were a test, and 2 were, and the rest were were just surveillance drones because they had their surveillance packages on them with the live video feed coming back from the drone. See, the drones are normally you fire and forget, and they go and fly the mission and blow up when they get to the other end. They don't have remote control capability like what the Ukrainians used against the Russians when they attacked the Russian air bases. And I think that they're just testing the ability of the drones to use the Polish telephone system to transmit video back.
I see.
I mean, that surely is what it looks like to me.
Interesting.
So
it was an experiment.
Yeah.
In advance of future attacks.
Absolutely.
So would you say, given the Zapad exercise beginning, that this was sort of a preliminary to that exercise, and that they're calibrating for an actual attack on Poland? Would you say that?
Absolutely.
Okay. So that we can expect within a week after these exercises end,
a month.
that Zapad, within a month.
Within a month.
That
If they keep their same standard, it'll be a month.
That's what they did with Ukraine.
Yeah.
Well, in Ukraine, they attacked within a week of the exercise ending, not within a month. I mean, it was within a month, but it was I think it was 6 days later? Yeah. Because the exercise, the Zapad 2020 exercise, ended the week before they attacked.
I thought it was more than a week.
No.
Boy, it sure seemed like a week, more than a week.
Okay, well, even so, if they stretched out 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, what does it matter? If they've already got all the hardware in place and they're forward loaded on their supplies, they've already got the personnel moved.
Yeah.
If we expect a week, they could just wait 2. So it's a Mexican standoff at this point.
But it's interesting with Ukraine. We have these big meetings where Putin, brought the Federation Council forward. He met with his cabinet. He had them all report to him on TV in that really weird, puppeted, stage play. Are we going to see that in this case? We would have to, wouldn't we?
If they move on the Slovakia Gap, then isn't that all-out war at that point anyway?
Well, it is an active war. It's entering NATO territory. If they do something like that, there would have to be some explanation to the Russian people, wouldn't there?
Right, there would. So there'd have to be a reason. They have to justify it somehow. Right?
Yeah.
It was months. So Zapad 2020 started on September the 26th of 2020.
2020?
No. You're looking at a different Zapad. Zapad 2022 was the exercise.
Okay. Hold on.
They have Zapads all over the place. They had Zapads many years.
I do want to show this before we go. These are going to be the locations of these Zapad exercises. Which is interesting because Kaliningrad was not part of it before, were they?
Well, they had an exercise just before they attacked Ukraine. And they had planned the Zapad 2022 exercise, was scheduled to happen in September 2021, but they didn't do. They canceled that exercise. And so the exercise really was taking place in February. And so there's a bit of confusion about announcements on it. It was originally Zapad 2021, and then it was canceled in 2023, which is weird. But there was an exercise that turned into an invasion. I guess technically it wasn't called Zapad. That's confusing. But there was an exercise that became an invasion of Ukraine.
Any other questions, Lee?
Let me check. Did I get the information about Turkey in violating Ukraine's airspace for the second time? No, I did not see that. Correct. 19 drones is not a mistake. Yes, there was also an invasion before, or an exercise before they invaded Georgia.
Georgia was 2016. Did I
think
get that
so.
right?
No, 2008.
Or is that what it
2008.
was?
Is that
2008?
far
August
back?
of,
Wow.
It was 8/8. It was
Yeah.
8th of August 2008. Colonel Stanislav Lunev predicted that invasion. It was interesting how he predicted it. He said they planned the exercise when the troops had already brought in the fall harvest. And that's how he said they would only have an exercise after the fall harvest if they were planning to actually invade.
Do you know the Russian
Well, it was
army
actually
went
4
into-
days between the end of the exercise in 2022.
4 days. Yeah, it was
4
within a
days.
week. It was less
4
than a
days.
week that they went.
Boy, it seemed like longer than that. I was tracking every minute of it.
It was, because I remember vividly, because I had told people I believed that they were going to attack Ukraine, and when the exercise ended and the Russians announced it, people were mocking me and saying, "See, there was no invasion," but they just had to wait 4 days. I forget how
Well,
many days.
they
it
were
was.
saying the same thing to me, but I
Mhm.
was like, "There's no equipment leaving."
Yeah, that's right. You were seeing it on the ground.
Right. I was like, "There's no equipment
the
leaving.
Russians-
If the exercise is over, how come there's no equipment leaving?"
And all the fancy experts, the people that were pundits at the time, were saying their thing was, well, Putin's not crazy enough to start a bigger war. And I said, well, what do you mean he's not crazy enough? What are you talking about? These people are completely, by our standard, they're all stark raving mad.
Yeah.
He's as mad as a balloon. What do you mean he wouldn't do it?
I'm trying to find out. Do you remember when the Russians went back into Uzbekistan a while back, about a month ago, and they were doing exercises in there with the Uzbek army?
Yes.
I wonder, did they leave?
Probably not. There was a kind of a mini political rebellion in Uzbekistan that's been broiling within their parliament in over the last year. I don't know if you followed any of that.
I have not. No, I was just wondering, because usually when they go in like that, they don't leave. They leave units and hardware behind.
In Kazakhstan, they did that before the invasion. You remember there was a Russian military action in Kazakhstan just before the invasion of Ukraine. Kazakhstan is the next largest then former Soviet republic, and the longtime former head of the Communist Party of Kazakhstan was stepping down. Nursultan Nazarbayev, he had stepped down and he was replaced, and there was a kind of instability in the country because of that. And so Russia was kind of underscoring that they were behind the new leader. And they did leave some troops behind as a kind of, I don't know, guarantee, but it wasn't much. And they were calling on those troops to come into the Ukraine front later. And some of those troops were deserting and ditching because they didn't have as much security in that country. Maybe they ran to other Central Asian republics. I don't know.
All right, so I'm putting the questions.
Go ahead.
I'm putting the questions up here on the screen so you guys can read them. So there's one here for Jeff.
We can't see them.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Now you can, can't you?
Yeah.
Now we can,
yeah. Where did it go?
Trump, is Jeff playing?
Right there.
Is Trump playing magic to defuse the Pod 2025 attack?
Playing magic?
I doubt it. He ain't got no cards.
What is it? What is meant by playing magic? I don't know that expression.
Magic is a card game.
Oh, I see. He's playing cards to diffuse. No, Trump is not. Trump is kind of clueless.
It's 6D chess, Jeff.
Oh my God. It's not even good checkers.
Chinese.
You just got a bunch of pieces
Chinese
jumped
checkers.
at once. Yeah. Chinese checkers, you jump the pieces and don't capture them. But yes,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know those old games, do they?
No.
I do. I played it as a kid. I
Yeah,
played
my grandfather loved Chinese
little
checkers.
little marbles. Yeah, I played them on the
Yeah.
little board.
Don't lose your marbles.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a great big round Chinese checkers that had like a star on it. Had 6
Yep, mine was a star.
triangles on
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
like a 7 point star. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
I don't see any other questions, do you?
Yep. Anybody else got any questions? Put them in the chat real quick. Just we're going to end this in just a minute. Where's that Jeopardy music?
Yeah, it's interesting how when we remember events, our mind sort of closes in spaces, and over the years, and there are certain details we misremember, and then when we go back and we look, we go, oh yeah, Zapad was in September. They canceled it, but they had an exercise anyway. But it wasn't technically called Zapad, or was it? Because they ended Zapad in 2023. That's odd. I don't
Can
know
we do
what
a
that
show
means.
on Mexico? Thanks. Yes, we're going to do
Oh,
Mexico next.
Yeah, we're
yes.
going to do Mexico. We're working on
Yeah.
that. And
I
I have
really
people working on Mexico for me as well.
and yeah, we should look at the canal, at any threat to the canal zone too.
Now, actually, I was going to talk to you guys about that because I can get a 3D model of the Panama Canal. It's expensive,
We should
but
probably. Well, yeah. I mean,
I can get it.
I don't think it's worth the expense right now.
There's a question
that
about
Russia might use
tactical nukes in Poland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always a possibility. The Russians also, and we haven't seen this, the fuel air munitions, which are difficult to use. It would be difficult for them to use them in Poland. But there is this thing, and I don't know, Lee, if you know, there's this claim that if they are sandbagging, they have technology, they have fuel air weapons that can be mounted on their short range missiles. Have you heard this, Lee?
I have yet. They have a thermobaric for the Stalin's organs. Remember Stalin's organs?
Do they? Yes, Stalin's
Yes.
organs. That was the Katyusha rocket.
Yeah, the Katyushas.
Yeah.
So they have another one that's bigger than that.
They can fire thermobaric bombs.
Yes.
From
No, it's not a bomb. It's a warhead.
It's a warhead?
Yeah, they have a thermobaric warhead that goes on Stalin's organ, the Katyushas, and then they have a bigger than a Katyusha. They have the what's the bigger? Let me see if I can find it.
No, not Stalin's Oregon. Stalin's organ.
Yeah.
Like in a sexual organ.
No, like as in an organ you play.
Oh, like an organ you play.
Yeah, because of the sound it makes. Wah, 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 wah.
Oh, I see. That's why.
Yeah, it got its name from the sound that it makes when it fires. I don't think NATO is over.
I don't think it is either.
No.
I think it just needs to be. It needs an adrenaline shot.
I think Putin has single-handedly kept NATO in being by his provocative actions. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't realize that. I'd never heard the explanation of why it was Stalin's organs. But yeah, it has a unique sound. If you've ever heard I've listened to the sounds of those. It is a weird sound. Creepy sound. Yeah, Stalin's organs.
No, this is the thermobaric.
Those are thermobaric?
Yes.
If they have that kind of firepower, why haven't they used it on the Ukrainians?
They have. They're out of it. They blew the shit out of the Ukrainians with this.
And but why didn't they defeat the Ukrainians with it?
Well, it only blows up half of a city. But they're expensive.
Are they holding back on that
these
to
are
use against
thermobaric.
NATO? Yeah,
Could be because they haven't used these in a while. They haven't used these in months.
Okay, so
but these things are nasty.
If you hit a Polish tank brigade with that,
it's done.
It's done.
Yeah,
that's what I would think.
I don't know what I'm trying to get what they call this damn thing.
Have we spotted any of those things sitting in Belarus near the Polish border?
I haven't, but they would
I have not either.
bring them in the dark at night.
And their range? Do we know their range of that thing?
I think it's like 40 miles.
In the battlefields of Ukraine,
miles.
the ground
There you go.
begins to shake with the
Look at
slow but steady
Yes, I've
movement
seen that.
of a
Yeah,
lethal
I've
Russian
seen those,
TOS-2 thermobaric rocket launcher, a powerful rocket artillery
Stalin
system
is
Toss.
nicknamed
That's what it is.
Flamethrower
It's a
due to
Toss
the
2.
devastation it brings to the
Toss 2.
battlefield.
That is terrifying.
Mounted on a powerful tank chassis and heavily armored,
And those
the
things can have
TOS-2
thermobaric
Tushka
warheads?
is no common
Yes.
rocket system. It was envisioned to fire thermobaric projectiles
You know,
with unprecedented
I was
power.
told that
Look
these
at that. Look at that.
thermobaric-
Look at that.
Yeah.
These
I was
warheads,
told that these
shrouded in
thermobaric
secrecy by the
warheads
Russian military, are precision
create a
engineered
shockwave that
instruments.
can go right through the tank armor and
Did
kill
you
everyone
see-
in the tank.
Did you
Yeah.
see those ordnances just going off?
Yeah.
I mean, it
It's
was
a destruction
It was,
filled with high temperature, high
anything that's
pressure
inside of
explosives.
that.
Well, if it has
As
the
enemy
shockwave
soldiers
that's been
realized the
described to me, it would
TOS-2
kill all the tank crews.
A width of 3.6 meters and a height
Here, let's
40-mile range.
Yeah, I think
millimeter
it's-
unguided rocket
I think
system
it's 40.
capable of launching thermobaric
40?
and incendiary
Yeah, I
warheads.
think it is.
Which is more than 50 kilometers.
These munitions created intense, sustained blasts, engulfing a wide area in flames and shockwaves, neutralizing enemy infantry and fortified
accurate?
structures.
No.
Do they have
The
to be?
Buratino boasted standard
They're
armor
not
protection
accurate?
for its crew of 3
No.
and robust cross-country mobility, as if it were a
Horseshoes and
tank.
hand grenades. You don't have
The
to
distinctive
hit
design incorporates
exactly
a large
Well,
launcher
yeah, it didn't
array,
have to hit exactly,
making the
that's
system
true.
easily recognizable on the battlefield. It has a length of 9.5 meters, a width of 3.6 meters, and a height of
and they call that,
2.2 meters.
That,
It has a
that
mass
Toss.
of
vehicle is
45
called a
tons
Toss.
and
Toss
is
two.
powered by a V84
Toss two.
diesel engine that allows the TOS-1 to reach a top speed
That
of over
is-
60 kilometers
that's
per hour
terrifying looking
and a
weapon.
combat range of around 550 kilometers.
I don't understand
With
why
an
the
effective
Ukrainian
range
line
of 5 to
wasn't
10
broken.
kilometers, the TOS-1 was
No, it's 5 to 10 kilometers, not 40 kilometers.
Okay, that makes
Yeah,
more sense.
5 to 10 kilometers.
an essential asset for offensive and defensive operations. While its deployment was limited due to its specialized nature, the TOS-1 Buratino
That's
Well, I know
one-
I've seen.
That's one warhead going off.
And is that a
that Russia was
thermobaric
and is
round?
Yeah, that's a thermobaric.
Okay.
So
'Cause
any tank
I've
near
seen-
that's going to have a
kilometers per
bad
hour.
day.
and
I've seen
combat range of around-
thermobarics, and they look a little different than that in the videos.
Well,
I've
these are
seen.
small.
These are smaller.
Yeah.
550 kilometers.
So they fire a pattern.
Yeah, they
With
fire
an
a-
effective
with-
range of 5 to 10 kilometers, the TOS-1 was
you
an
could-
essential
you could
asset
knock
for
down,
offensive and defensive
a huge
operations.
section of a city with this.
Yes.
Was limited due to its
That's what it's made
specialized
for.
nature.
Well, you see,
the
you see,
TOS-1
that's what the
Buratino
Russians like
proved.
to do. They like to knock down cities.
Yeah, that's how they do it. They
mean,
they
look-
destroy the city and then go in and mop up, and destroy the city and go in and mop up.
Yeah. Have you looked at Chasov Yar lately? It looks like Berlin, 1945.
Yeah, a lot of the Ukrainian cities are getting that look.
Yeah.
Certainly, Mariupol was the first in that line.
Oh no! You see, we watched the newscast on that with the American Cuban guy. That was completely false. You see, everything's fine.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
In the Middle East. What's more,
So
Yeah,
that's
now
how
that
they
is-
they line them up. That's what it looks like when it goes off.
Yeah, and now I've seen them hitting trench lines with thermobarics with
See
large.
that? I mean,
there
that's
you
just
go.
your.
Yeah.
There's
That'll ruin your day right there.
yeah,
Well, that would destroy a large tank formation.
yeah, but look at the shockwave coming off. Look at
Yeah.
that's here. Let me slow this down so you can see the pressure wave coming off of that. That's
What really disturbs me is the sandbagging. The notion that the Russians have these kind of weapons and they're not really fully utilizing them against Ukraine.
right.
Well, gentlemen, if you guys want to continue on, that's fine. But I'm going to have to leave.
What?
Yeah, it's late.
It's midnight for me.
It's getting
That's-
on there
that's-
for him.
Look at that.
We've been broadcasting for 2 hours now, I think.
2.5.
2.5. Those things are very scary.
Yeah. So this is their smallest thermobaric. But my point was, and this is the other version of it. So you saw the ones on the tracks. This is the bigger one.
Mm-hmm. See, if they use that against NATO, I don't see the Polish army holding out that long.
No, I don't either.
That kind of firepower is going to blow a hole right through the.
And this is. Go ahead.
Yeah, right through the Polish lines. And if the Polish are forward deployed, then they're deploying right into that potentially. If those things are in bunkers near the border.
Yeah, this is what this missile launcher here. When we
Mhm.
saw the SAM sites in Venezuela, it's next to the coast at the Navy base. That's what that is. That's what that is right there.
And those are which SAMs are those?
It's a bulk M2. I had one of these when I was at Fort Benning, Georgia, to use as a target for thermal imaging.
Uh-huh.
And the crazy part about it was this is one of the craziest things that I have ever. Well, I don't want to say one of the craziest things, but it was pretty crazy. So we had this missile launcher. We bought this missile launcher off of another country. The U.S. military bought it off of another country. We got it, and it was supposed to be inert. Okay, wasn't supposed to have rocket engines in it. Wasn't supposed to have warheads on it. It wasn't supposed to be active or anything. We got the thing. They sent it to us. We drove it around on the range for years. Finally sent the thing off to Aberdeen, and they tore it apart. And the whole time we had the damn thing, it had active rocket engines and warheads on it. If we had raised that thing up and hit the fucking button, one of those things would have come off the rail.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
Somebody really screwed up there.
Yeah. So we were driving around, sitting on top of it, smoking cigarettes. Nobody had any clue that we had active 4 missiles on a range, and we were driving around with it every day. Anybody could have got in there, and because it's got the radar built right on it right here. The whole time we had it, anybody could have locked on, and we locked on. We just never hit the fire button. But had we ever hit the fire button, we would have brought down an airplane. Because we would fuck around with it. Planes would fly over, and we'd light them up with the radar.
That thing would have headed for the nearest airplane.
The nearest airliner,
yeah.
The nearest commercial airliner, yeah.
Yep.
What we get for our tax dollars, huh?
Yeah. Well, I've seen some crazy shit, but that one did it right there. When I found out that we had been driving this thing around for years, and the missiles on it were still live, warheads and motors. But we didn't know. I mean, we didn't take it apart. But anyway, all right. I think that's going to do it for today, folks. I don't see any other. Let's see here. They were nicknamed Russian flamethrowers by the U.S. Yes, it's very effective if it lands in a target area due to the overpressurization. Well, yeah, Trump says, yes, it could have been a mistake, but regardless, I'm not happy about anything that has to do with the whole situation. Well, so fucking what if you're not happy? What are you going to do about it? Grow a pair. Like somebody else said here, I'm so disappointed in Trump. That makes 2 of us. Yeah, I do remember that Russia used those missile launchers in the beginning of the war. All right, I'm going to let you 2 gentlemen go. Thank you very much. We will see you again on Tuesday. So I greatly appreciate your assistance and knowledge here. We will be, what depends upon what they're hitting Polish forces with is how long they'll last. We will see you guys again on Tuesday. So thank you for being here. Article 5 will be invoked once they attack Poland. Thus far, they've just been probing. So, all right. Anything else, Jeff, Johnny?
No, sir. I'm good. Thank you.
That's it. Very good.
All right. You guys have a great day and a great weekend, and we will see you on Tuesday, unless something else, unless other fecal matter impacts the air handling device prior to then. All right, folks, we're out of here. Take care. Have a great day. We're going to take a look at the active shooter situation and what's going on in the hunt for the killer of Charlie Kirk. Have a great day, everybody.
That's all, folks.